Wakefield's team is unchanged for the 5th week running. Veteran John Thompson still keeping Billy Conway out of the hooker's jersey. It's our first chance on Scrum Down to see Chris Mortimer, the Australian loose forward who's still looking for his first try for Wakefield. Hunslet are also unchanged from last week when Brian Waits from Batley played his first game, as did Herbie Moore returning from New Zealand for a second spell. But the real star was Keith Bell, scoring on his debut, emerging from retirement after 18 years with Featherstone. The Queen's on Scrum Down later. We look at what Her Majesty's visit to Huddersfield means for rugby league. Plus 2 more cup ties, Leeds against Hulkingston Rovers and Whitehaven hoping for an upset against Wigan. Will there be an upset here? Time to find out with David Watkins and John Hell.
Thanks, Nick. Well, if Whitehaven do beat Wigan, it's bound to snow. But, David, I imagine that Hunslet will be encouraged. Well, they won't be by that, but they might be encouraged with Wakefield having a very stiff match in midweek against Wigan.
Well, yes, the competition in the First Division is very tough, and to have 2 games in a week is always difficult. But they'll have come here today without too much hope, perhaps. But on the other hand, I think everybody goes into a cup tie to really want to win, to upstage the First Division side.
First foray out was led by Paddy Lyons. Now Hunslet will kick through the boot of Tim Lum. Is it a good one? Well, he's found a good touch there, and I must say fullback Richard Slater seemed to be a little bit hesitant in going to that.
Well, I think one of the things some fullbacks are doing now, I've noticed, is allowing the ball to go into touch, because of course it's still Wakefield's put in with the head and ball. It's very unlikely them to lose it, and they always think that's a better way to start the game.
And really, it is one of those things where you must wonder whether the rule is right, because the offending side should gain the advantage.
Absolutely.
Something that they'll look at next summer, I imagine. Here comes Adrian Shelford, first man up there, taking it over the halfway line, playing the ball to himself, and he's been a big hit here at Wakefield since his move from Wigan. Nice change of place by Mark Conway, and that's a very good kick to touch as well. No question there of the fullback allowing that one to go. There was nothing he could do about it. What Hunslet desperately don't want is to concede an early try to the First Division side.
Well, that's right. Their enthusiasm will carry them for the first quarter, and it's really how well they can settle down really will be the key to this game.
Sampson moved along there to Mark Wood, the big number 8. He's in place of Keith Mason at the moment, who injured an arm a few weeks ago, and the ball put back, but that's okay. Just talking to Keith Mason before the game, he's hopeful of being back in action before long. 3 months out is a long time for him. Lum. Good play here from Hunslet, and they're moving it around very effectively, and that was slick handling.
Well, you can never say they're not trying, because, I mean, this side really put together that a fine move and made a lot of ground.
Tim Lum's kick again finds a touch, and he's made a sprightly start. Put in by Nigel Bell, one of 2 veteran Bells on the field today. Andy Wilson, he's no veteran. When he gets into his stride, there's quite a thrill for the Wakefield fans, but no thrill from that as Gary Price spills it. Ian Ollerton is our referee today. He's come over the Pennines from Wigan. It's Lum's ball for Hunslet, and now they've got chances with Steve Langton involved as well. Still trying to squeeze a pass away, maybe. Lum goes to acting half-back. Now Sampson, most experienced man in the side at hooker. On, tearing onto the ball in fine style was Michael Jackson. He's been tipped for under 21 honours, and he certainly came up in fine style there. This is Hunslet's chance for early points on the board. Good tackle by Andy Mason. His opposite number, Paul White. Lum goes for the early drop goal. And he's, a squeak away from the first points of the match. He's a very enterprising little halfback, this.
Well, that's a very enterprising start by hunslet. I mean, they are moving the ball out wide, and what they are doing is running onto the ball and looking for the gap.
Wilson to go through the middle, and Andy Wilson spotted his opportunity there. Oh, that's a tremendous break from Wilson.
Well, just look at it. This is one of the things they've got to be careful of all the time, because once an opportunity arises, the first division side seek on that, and Andy Wilson goes up the field. Fortunately there, the cover defence caught up with him.
Tim Lum, again he'll kick, and again he'll angle that kick. This time it will be kept in play by Slater. From Normanton. So very much a local product. This time he's penned back inside his own 25. But Wilson will bring them out of it, and he does run with great spirit. John Glancy, a former soccer player. Ooh, and there looked to be a punch thrown there. Thrown by Keith Bell. So Keith Bell, who actually retired from the game after those 18 marvellous seasons with Featherstone Rovers, but makes an impact of the wrong sort.
Yes, he certainly did. He put an abrupt end to that particular movement. Just watch this as he comes in here now. It's straight up into above the... And there it is. There wasn't much doubt about that.
The bells were ringing in the player's ear. Glancy and the offside. Penalty. Wakefield with the first chance to register points. So left-footed, Mark Conway, looking to add to the 21 goals he's already kicked this season. Swirling in, lovely kick as well, perfectly placed. Mark Conway's on the board, so Wakefield 2-0. Oh, this could be tricky if Wakefield pick it up and make ground. David Jones had come in field and was there for that, and they might be a bit spread-eagled at the moment. Hunslet are desperately trying to get back, but it's a good break led by Conway, and he looked for the inside ball to Wilson. He knew that's where he was going. And Hunslet will have to defend stoutly if they're not to concede something now. Shelford goes on the rampage, slips it away to Mason, who took it superbly. That was a difficult ball. Wakefield looks to have got the taste for a try to me at the moment. Du Toit. Oh, and he's a great runner, Du Toit. He's been around the rugby league scene for some years, had a year off, but he's firmly back in, and the touch judge is on. The Wakefield player flattened, and Mr. Ollerton will stop play to have words with him. Great break from Du Toit.
It was. They moved the ball well, moved it out wide, but you have to give credit to the Hunslet defence because they closed in on that superbly and stopped it.
It's a pretty long lecture to Roy Sampson, the captain. It's John Thompson, and it takes quite a bit to knock him out. Hello, we've got a card. That means that Sampson has gone for 10 minutes. Conway has kicked one from the other side of the field. This should suit his style even more. Left-footed. Round the corner style. Has it got the legs? It has. It's over the posts. It's between the posts, over the bar. 4-0. Shelford. Must have made a big difference to Wakefield having Shelford, David, because whereas John Glancy always had to be the first man up before, as the other heavyweight, they can now vary it a bit.
Well, he's a strong, powerful man. I think one of the things you've got to be aware of at the moment is Wakefield's professionalism, because they really are taking things well. They are not rushing into things. One of the difficulties you have in the second division side is you want to do all the better things first of all. But they're just taking their time, and that's good.
Another indiscretion from Keith Bell.
Well, they're that keen to tackle now, and they're going in all the time. You see Bell in again, swinging that around. I mean, what a silly thing to do in front of the referee, and that's all that's doing, is punishing them and putting them further down the field.
But it's twice he's thrown a fist. The referee might have punished that a bit more harshly. It's bad enough for them being down to 12 men, I suppose. Conway, the inside ball this time for Gary Price. There's another 6 minutes before he can come back on, Sampson. So Conway looks for a gap. Might be one now for Mortimer. Lovely ball away to Bell. Good tackling once more from fullback Paul Burrow. But this is definitely Wakefield's chance. The short ball, oh, and it's been intercepted in any case, but it was not forward by Mitchell. And we've got halfway through the first half without a try. But Hunslet are bound to be stretched if Wakefield win this one. And they have got it. So Byrne to the fullback, and can he make it all the way, Slater? It would have been a double movement had he attempted to do so. Surely the long ball must catch him. Jed Byrne, it's a try. No stopping Gary Price from there. And Gary Price, who was a scorer in the midweek win over Wigan, has got one here against Hunslet.
Well, pressure told in the end, but once you breach the defence in the middle, it really does leave the numbers, because people have come in, and just look, there were 1-2 outside him before he went over.
The young Gary Price has had a very good week indeed, and it's 8-0. It was the hardest kick of the three, but Wakefield are into double figures, and he maintains that 100% record.
One down in defence doesn't help them. The defence is breached in the middle. Ball comes out. Price is on the end of it. No opposition in sight.
Well, Langton. Penalty awarded. Looks to me as though it's against Shelford. And Shelford gets the card. I always used to think we had yellow and red cards in rugby league, but this referee's managed to produce a white one from somewhere. I suppose it has the same effect. It means that Shelford's got 10 minutes in the sin bin. Have you ever seen a white card before?
I never have, no. Rather surprising and unusual, I would say.
So Shelford takes his place, and it's going to be a reversal of the situation, because Roy Sampson will be due out a minute after this kick. But Tim Lum now can get Hunslet's first points. Punish Shelford's indiscretion. He's straight, and he's kicked plenty this season, and he's kicked one more now. So Tim Lum adds to his tally, and it's 10-2. Perhaps David Topless will have a few words to say to Adrian Shelford after the game about that. It's all right being 10 points to the good, but you want all 13 on the pitch. Fullback Slater has joined in again, and he's run superbly well, and here's Bell streaking into the 25. It's a lovely break from Slater, and again Hunslet are on the rack now. Wakefield will hope to get their second try of the half here. And, oh, that's lovely play, good centre play, and it's going to be a try in the corner for Andy Wilson. Nothing Hunslet could do about that. Slater and Jed Byrne instrumental in the build-up, even though it's Andy Wilson who is the executioner.
Well, this won't do Hunslet's coffers any good, because although they're down to 12 men, they still have the guile and the experience to carve out gaps. Look at that, round the outside of the man. The tackle didn't hold, perfectly timed pass. Detroit holds it up, out to Andy Wilson. Wilson goes over in the corner.
What a difficult conversion attempt this is for a left-footed kicker as well. He's made a pretty good stab at it, though. Didn't quite creep or crawl over, but it doesn't matter. It's 14-2.
Well, they say speed makes the difference. Just watch this curving run now by Jedburn. He goes around the outside of his man. The man is stretching, can't hold him. He realises he's loose, draws the defence in. Dutoy is held from behind, but a superb pass to Wilson in the corner.
Jedburn said it was such a wrench to leave Wigan, but the opportunity of regular first-team football here just couldn't be lost. He was so disappointed to miss out on so many big occasions for Wigan. Bell, superb break from Nigel Bell. Has he got the legs to get all the way to the line? Well, the answer to that one was no. Excellent play. Whenever anybody makes a break like that, you feel that a try is on the cards. Shelford tries to make sure it is. He goes to the right now. Oh, throws it away. They've just about managed to keep possession with Glancy. And he runs away from his would-be tackler. Doesn't want to go down, does he? And now the penalty will be given against Hunslet, and it's going to give Mark Conway another chance. Those are real mistakes that Hunslet cannot afford in their position, but this time he's going to put it into touch. And Wakefield deciding, well, we can get 6 points out of this, I imagine. And here they come with Glancy, first man up. 4 minutes to the break. And they're 12 points ahead. Shown by Conway, reverse ball for Price, who goes racing towards that line, and Andy Mason's on the score sheet yet again. Andy Mason never lets us down on scrum down. It's try number 11 for him this season, and if anybody was going to get it, you'd have put your money on him. He really has spring heels.
Good running here, because it's now the ball puts him into the gap here. Look how he comes across, but he runs straight, and this has put him into the gap. Now this is what we look for backing up. There it is in the form of Andy Mason. There's nothing Hunslet can do about it as he scores under the post.
I think it's fair to predict that Mark Conway will kick this one. He doesn't let anybody down, and Wakefield are on to the 20-point mark, and that must be very deflating for Hunslet.
Well, this is the experience of the First Division side. The standoff half takes the ball across the front of the defence, brings Price on strongly in the middle. He brushes away tackles. Andy Mason doing the perfect backup job, touches the ball down under the post.
And you do honestly feel whenever Wakefield get into Hunslet's half that a try is on the cards. There's only a minute left in this half. Wakefield have scored 3 tries. Is there time left for them to get a fourth? Conway into the gap again. Dutoit, he's always looking for it in there. Oh, dear me. There wasn't much doubt about what happened there, I don't think, and referee Ollett might well be producing a card of a different variety for this one. Nicky Dutoit, the touch judge, shows the referee exactly what happened. I don't think Nicky Dutoit needed to have waited for the verdict.
Well, if you watch this, he was aggravated. He's being tackled here, and he's still pushing forward. It was obviously that something happened there as that came in. Dutoit was upset about it. But just watch this now. They're fighting away at the play of the ball. Then all of a sudden, a push goes out, and it was a blatant headbutt under the chin, and the referee had little option.
And Hunslet have got to be quick if they're going to get a try. Here's Wood. This might be the last charge before the hooter. Lum involved twice, and he tries to find a gap through there. There was none. Hunslet kept at bay again. Well, how badly they need a try. Roy Sampson. 3 tackles gone, 3 to come unless the hooter intervenes. Second row man is Mitchell. Ball gone from his grasp. Wakefield have it back, And the hooter sounds to signal the end of a half, which has gone very much Wakefield Trinity's way. They've scored 3 tries. And they've kicked 4 goals as well, so they have 20 points to Hunslet's 2, those tries. The second division side, Hunslet, take the field here, and what a task they've got. 20 points to 2 down here against first division Wakefield Trinity. Let's hear from their coach, Hunslet's Paul Daly. He's with Nick.
Paul, I thought your forwards did very well, particularly early in the first half, but maybe in the backs the class told a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, at the end of the day, is that they've had a lot of percentage ball-wise, and they've created a lot more than us. But I thought that if we can attack them this half and get ball in their 25 and let them make mistakes, hopefully we can reverse the decisions.
So what have you said to them about the fact that they're against 12 men?
Well, the point is we've got to move balls wide if we can. But having said that, they're a good defensive side, is Wakefield, as everyone knows, and we've got to stand that yard deeper and move balls wide.
Your heads are still up.
Oh, undoubtedly, enjoying it.
Thank you very much indeed. As you see, the second half is well underway. Here's John.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Paul. But my money, David, would still be on Wakefield Trinity to go through into the next round of the Regal Trophy.
Well, yes, they've acted professionally up to now. I see no reason why they shouldn't change that. But Paul Daly's quite right. I mean, he will have said and stressed upon his players, move it wide, let's run them about now. They are down to 12 men.
And the statistics of the first half. Wakefield just edging the scrums at the moment, 5-4. Neither hooker has taken any against the head. The penalties, well, Hunslet have conceded a few more there, 9-5. And the errors in play, very low count actually, only 13 in the match so far. And Wakefield coming looking for an early try, which really I think would settle it once and for all. Paul Daly's an excellent coach. He's in his 3rd spell at Hunslet, and if anybody can inspire them, it's him. He's been around the rugby league scene for a good few years. Remember him well as a player with Halifax and Bradford Northern. Coached Batley, of course, last year. Wood comes for them. Oh, and he felt that tackle from Jed Byrne. It's a splendid tackle for a centre on a prop forward. And it's opened them up a little bit now. Conway to Mason. Not a good ball from him. In fairness, somebody from Hunslet must have got a hand or something to it. And offside. It's against Mitchell once more.
You're saying that about Jed Byrne. I remember reading in the programmes that the Wigan players are saying he's one of the toughest tacklers in the game.
Well, he certainly showed it there. He was also the very first person to be transferred by tribunal, Jed Byrne. He went from Salford to Wigan. There you are. Shelford. He couldn't really have been anything else but a rugby league prop forward when you look at him, could he? Price, good ball, back inside, Wilson. Ooh, he was nearly through there. Conway's lurking, and he will orchestrate this one. Eventually gets the ball back. It's going through the hands. Nigel Bell, who's made 1 or 2 spirited forays today, does so yet again. Out for Wilson from Shelford. No way on the outside. Comes inside and gives it back to Shelford. The loop ball is to Andy Mason. They're in trouble now, Hunslet. A longer one out for Jones, not taken. Hunslet have it, and some respite. Another crunching tackle, that was from Mortimer. I remember his brother who played at Kingston Rovers a couple of years ago, Peter Mortimer, the poet, as well as a rugby league player. Wakefield's penalty, the chance to stretch that lead again to around 20 points. Conway here for 2 more points, and it's 22-2. All the 2s, but it's Wakefield very much on top. Langton to Lyons. Mitchell. But some crunching tackling today in this one, unfortunate to say the least. Not been one of the happier days so far for Keith Bell. But after 18 years with Featherstone, he really has seen it all. Yet again, referee Ollerton says that's a penalty. Scrum infringement. Bell and Sampson have words, shake their heads, and retreat. That one's coming straight for me. Oh, that's given me a headache. Landed right on top of the gantry. David Watkins ducked. You used to catch those, David. We heard a big ooh then from the crowd, and Sampson picks himself up. The Wakefield man won't. That man being Shelford.
Just watch this. He holds himself up in the tackle, and of course 2-3 tacklers came in there. I don't think there was much doubt about that. But the referee has leniently given away to the player goes back, knowing he's done it.
I swear Paddy Lyons is smiling. Pride of Lyons. Price, they're in trouble again, and there might well be a try this time because Mortimer had taken it up to the 25. Hunslet players are funneling back. John Thompson. Conway, the little chip over the top, he's following through himself, and Hunslet desperately managed to get it back over the line.
Well, the difference in the power and the pace and the cunning little kick over the top then caught the defence in all kinds of problems. It was really a knock-away saving them on this occasion.
They didn't need to put it down, nor did they need to kick it into Wakefield hands. Really, that was a stupid thing to do, and that's given them a chance. Here's David Jones. Getting his pass away, they're going to be stretched over on that left side, perhaps. Price turns it the other way. John Thompson, the hooker. Well, he's got to try this season, John Thompson. He doesn't get many. Got the taste for one there. Jones again. Tries to find a way through himself, lobs out the ball. Along the line it goes for Price. Shelford, not a problem holding him. Now Nigel Bell. They keep coming right when you imagine they ought to go left, and they're going left now with Conway. The longer ball out, and Andy Wilson can't take it. It touched a hand though. But for all the world, I couldn't see how Hunslet were going to hold on then, but they did.
Part of their defence is going up quickly in the tackle, but the ball is distributed from hand to hand, and there's always a man in a position to back up. But fortunately there, the wingman got interception, a result of which the ball was into touch.
Hunslet have brought themselves out as far as the 25. They'll come a bit further now from the boot of Burrow. Good kick. And it's a good time to make a substitution for Wakefield. And David Topless cannily is to throw on both Tracy Lazenby and Andy Kelly in taking off John Glancy and John Thompson. And Lazenby, an excellent footballer, Kelly a powerhouse. Very good time to bring on fresh legs.
Well, it is. They had a hard game, as you said, in midweek anyway, and they're doing very well. Perhaps not in style, but very methodical. They are taking the game to Hunslet, and the result of which two new fellas coming on now at this part of the game will only make Hunslet think the task is virtually impossible.
Well, it would have been a Wakefield ball, but the referee says it's a penalty in any event. I think the crowd would have preferred to see Wakefield run it. He'd made his decision. Good kick though. 25 minutes left. but Hunslet haven't conceded a try in this half as yet. Shelford and the crowd really go on, they say. They do love the sight of him in full flight. And Andy Wilson palms away one and another. I think they'll have him. Conway and Price, and they're just looking for the right man to bring on, and that man is Andy Kelly. They're not going to stop Andy Mason. His second, Wakefield's fourth, and having just said Hunslet haven't conceded a try, they have now.
Well, this was a planned move because they took play across the face of it, then they came back the other way. That caught the defence wondering what was happening. Good again by Andy Mason. He's shown already this afternoon he has to be on the outside, and he was there.
He rarely misses. And well over 50 tries now for Wakefield Trinity, the former Leeds man. Which again should suit the left foot of Conway. It does. Dead-eyed today. 28-2.
Mark Conway sets it up here, runs round as well. But look, now it's Andy Kelly on the burst on the outside, carrying the ball in one hand, upended, but Andy Mason on the end of that pass, as all good three-quarters should.
Lum involved in this move twice, and that's good passing along the line, and here's a good charge forward as well from Langton. But not about half-back pair at all. Moore. And now a burst through the middle, and this is the best we've seen from Hunslet in this half by far, and it was Paddy Lyons, and he's got the ball when the referee says play on, and I think for the first time in this half just about, they're inside Wakefield's 25 with Lum here, and he's not more than 7 or 8 yards short now, kicking his legs desperately. They want to try, they don't just want a penalty, they want some reward from this afternoon. Langton, well, it's going back, so it's still all right unless it's picked up for Wakefield, and this must surely be an interception try now. Lazenby stretches his legs and gives it to Jones, and the glory is going to go to David Jones, the Barla tourist from last year. He's in. Yet another calamitous mistake from Hunslet, and all credit to Tracy Lazenby, who could have gone all the way himself, but he decided that it was the turn of David Jones. And there's not much doubt Wakefield are going forward in the Regal Trophy.
Well, this all came from Hunslet's best attacking movement of the afternoon. They covered some 50, 60 yards themselves. The pass was intercepted by Byrne, then Tracy Lazenby went, but he realising as well, he had the man outside him with all the pace and power you'd want from a wing, and David Jones just left the opposition as he crosses in the corner, sensible enough to realise he goes round to make the kick easier for Mark Conway. What a great try.
The best of the afternoon. And it's turning into a benefit afternoon for Mark Conway as well. He pops yet another one over. 7 he's got, and it's 34-2.
Well, the interception occurred, but he realised it, Tracy Lazenby, give it to the winger, the man with the speed and the power to do it all, and he finishes off in grand style.
First one missed him, those two didn't. More nicely done by Bell, he's been an elusive runner this afternoon. Shelford turns it, Conway bringing on Gary Price, who started it all with a try in the first half, and they're looking for another now. Beautifully held up as well in the tackle for David Jones. Can he find a way through the middle? Not that way, there might be one this way. Oh, and he kicked. The pass might have opened them up again. Still picked up by Slater, though. He runs straight into a Hunslet wall, but he's won't because he's found his way through it. That's extraordinary. Slater somehow eluded the first man, and when it seemed there were 4 surrounding him, still managed to find a way through the maze. And he's in. He scored against Hunslet in the Yorkshire Cup as well.
Well, any chance of winning is now long gone for them. But I mean, this was abysmal tackling. He went right under the last man, and he was as surprised as anybody to really get that far. But a good try.
Been an almost impeccable goal-kicking display from Conway. And he could end up with a double-figure number of goals. It's 40 points to 2.
Well, the defence all over the place. He retrieves the ball from the back to Slater. But look, the tackling is so poor, he just threads his way through it all and scores.
Got that one away. Lazenby looked a bit startled to receive that pass, but now swings it back inside for Jed Byrne. He's deserved a try on this day as Byrne. Referee says there was a knock-on. Hunslet will have the put in inside the opposition half, so they'll take it out as well. Langton to Moore. Can't get past Slater's tackle. Only a couple of minutes to go at Bellevue. So an afternoon of nil reward really for Hunslet so far. Just taken by Bell. Oh, and he's got that one away nicely. And in they come, and they've got chances this time. Surely Sampson might make it to the line. A couple of yards short. They all seem to have been a couple of yards short. But maybe this is their moment. The reverse ball, and he's spinning over the line, and Hunslet have got their try. And it's come from Andy Marson, who's done well since he came on. He had two terrific plunges, and now he takes the honour of Hunslet's first try.
Well, they've tried hard enough. They've contributed to make the game as open as they can in the second half. They know they're down to 12 men, and over he gets.
So Andy Marson, who's a big lad, not much stopping him from there. And his first try, as you can see, for a long, long time. So an afternoon to remember for him, if not for his colleagues. This should be easily within the capabilities of Tim Lum. I don't think Wakefield will be too upset. And high into the lights it goes. It's between the posts, and Hunslet have got 8 points of their own. They've conceded far too many.
Well, a try they've wanted all afternoon. They've been close to the line here. Marson comes back inside. The substitute knocks aside the defence and goes over under the post.
And that was the last action of the match. The hooter sounds. Wakefield Trinity are through to round 2 of the Regal Trophy. The First Division team on top from the start, and they've run in tries at regular intervals from Price, Wilson, 2 for Andy Mason, Jones and Slater, and 8 goals for Mark Conway. Just that consolation from Hunslet, very close to the end from Andy Marson. But who is the scrum down Stones man of the match, David Watkins?
A good general who directed a confident Wakefield to victory. His support play was good, and his passing and kicking always enabled him to control. Mark Conway.
Congratulations, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, a good win this afternoon, coming so soon after Wigan as well on Tuesday.
Yes, it was important to continue with the roll on today, and I think we did that. Hunslet were determined, and they, you know, had the game plan to disrupt us, but we continued with our game plan, and it made it difficult.
It's becoming a bit of a habit as well.
Yeah, the time stop that. Well, Jed, I know why you came to Wakefield, obviously to get a regular first team game. You must be delighted with the way the move has turned out.
Yeah, it's turned out very well. As long as we can just keep winning, that's the main thing.
How good a side do you think this one can become?
I think we're in with a straight with everything this year. It's just a matter of being consistent, keeping our feet firm on the floor and just keep working hard.
Now for the vital details. Hunslet didn't win much on the day, but they did take the scrums quite convincingly too, 12-7. Royce Sampson, the Hunslet captain and hooker, also managed to heal one against the head. There was a bit of feeling out there in this third meeting between the clubs this season. Nick Dutoit sustained a broken nose, by the way. So a high penalty count, with Hunslet giving away 20 of the 32 awarded by Mr. Ollerton. For much of the game, errors were few and far between, but there were more in the last quarter, with Hunslet making the most, 17-15.